Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty North American Championship 2015 presented by Xbox. We have Capture the Flag, Ascend, and we have ourselves a series here, Courage.
Yeah, 1-1 here. A lot of people were predicting Prophecy 3-0 sweep. The 4th seed, there's no way they're going to be losing any matches, especially S&D, but they got destroyed there 6-2. Classic really having a slow game. Hope to see him really pick it up here. We're going into Ascend CTF predictions for this map.
I mean, they do have Prophecy, Ricky, average, the highest average flag caps per map in Advanced Warfare Season 1 with 1.74. So that is just something to keep in mind. I mean, the way the first respawn played out, it was neck and neck almost the entire time. So that is just something you have to keep in mind. So the respawn game wasn't lacking too much. So we'll just see how this plays out, but I think Prophecy, as always, has to be the clear favorite.
Let's hop back on board here with Classic. Using that IMR off the start here. Expect to try to hold down this middle of the map. Spots one player in front of him, easily takes him out. That's where you see the power of the IMR. 3 dead already. Prophecy off to a hot start.
Definitely, you want that mid-map control on this map of Ascend, and that is going to be crucial. But Classic so far, able to pick up 1 kill, getting pretty aggressive. The flag is going to be pulled. That is going to be Crimson taking it through this tunnels area, but Embos is going to be able to shut him down. But somebody you have to bring up Atlas side is going to be forced to play a lot more defensive than the Sentinel side.
Oh, 100%. And what we've seen a lot of times by these teams is one player trying to push and just pull a sneak cap while the full aggression is out. There you saw it yet again. Deddy almost tried to pull that one. Luckily for the Prophecy team, Ricky was there to stop that. Now Classic pulling it here. Not a big fan of him running it with the IMR. Let's see if it'll pay off for him anyway.
Yeah, definitely able to pick up 1 kill mid-map, but there's going to be 2 players to his right. This is going to be crucial if they can get these cutoffs. Crimson getting some big kills there, but he did take out his own teammate. That was going to be Pain that he did take out, but now he is going to be shut down. Deddy with a nice 2-piece right there.
So what we saw from Deddy was the full rotation, and instead of pulling it and trying to counter run it, he decided, you know what, let me surprise him, let me get these 2 kills, stops the flag run here, and after the first minute and 15 seconds, no one's had a chance yet to cap.
We're seeing Classic getting aggressive then. This is a thing on the Sentinel side. They're going to be spawning in that tunnels, and that gives you the option if you want to go for the overextension. Embos was the last player alive there for a second, but now his teammates have spawned in. Not so many aggressive pushes that we've seen so far. I mean, we have seen some, but no real big improvement with pulling the flag.
Yeah, great cutoffs here from both teams at the moment. Not really, or not cutoffs, but kind of counter cutoffs, making sure that they can't run it, and they're just making sure they overextend and get those kills that they need. As we can see here, Crimson pushing through Dark here. Spots one player in front of him. They both missed their first beatdown, but Ricky's able to get it there. The IMR still being used here by Classic. He's 8-3 to start off this game, not letting the game number 2 slow play get to him.
This is something that I'm kind of confused by. Classic obviously running the IMR, not going to be as fast as a sub player, but he's been the one who's really been getting on those flags and getting them. But Embos did have the flag there, is going to get taken out by Pain. So now Kill's going down. 3 down currently for this Prophecy team. Classic is going to be left last alive, but the flag was returned. So Classic is doing his best to stay alive.
Yeah, what you like to see there from Classic is while the rest of his teammates went down, he wound up just saying, you know what, let me just make sure they can't get too aggressive. Shut down the aggression there from at least one player. Unfortunately, though, those canisters did blow up in front of him, but that's Pain able to get a nice kill there in the opposing team's base, and these are the times you want to see your team pull the flag. They know we need to cut off Dark here, but unfortunately for them, Embo's got a clutch kill there on Crimson, and now they are counter-pulling this flag.
Something huge on this map, you really want to control that whole maze side. So if you're Sentinel, that's really want to get defense, because if you give that side up, that's just going to give this Atlas side, which is going to be Gurus in this situation, they're just going to be able to have an open lane to your flag to try to get that. So that's just something to keep in mind. But 1-0 in favor of this Prophecy squad right now is going to be Classic putting that flag in.
There you see the selflessness coming out of Prophecy. Classic running the flag, even though he had that IMR in hand. Bo's pulling another flag here towards Dark. Unfortunately, he goes down yet again. That's going to leave Mochilla all by himself, but he's in a position to stop any aggression coming towards his base.
He definitely is. Players getting really aggressive on this right side. Now there's going to be one player from this Guru squad about to make a play on the flag. It's going to be Crimson. Going to be taken out by Classic, but Ricky is going to be able to get a flag pull right now, as well as Deddy. So we're going to have a little bit of stalemate situation. But they are pulling right next to each other. It's going to be a big gunfight for Ricky, but he is going to go swoop under, avoiding that tunnels area. So it looks like they're going to be able to put on 2 more. The flag has been returned. Now make that 2-0 for this Prophecy squad.
Here's the issue right there for this Guru squad. They wound up playing the aggressive 2v4 there. 2 of their teammates went down. Embos had, I think, or Ricky had 3 blockers in front of him. There was basically no way Prophecy would lose that unless the flag carrier ran into Ricky and picked them up, but that didn't happen there. So unfortunately for them, they all go down. Another flag capture coming in for Prophecy. They try to counterpull. This time they get taken out. All left up is Ricky. he's going to try to do his best to stay alive here with this opposing team's flag.
Definitely nice gunfight hit by Ricky there, being able to pull this flag. Now he's going to be underground, trying to make his way towards this maze area. Just kind of playing it slow, able to take out that player there. Nice juke by him. I was wondering why he looked up there for a second, but obviously smart play there by Ricky. Able to out-juke this Crimson player. Now 3-0 in favor of Prophecy Squad. Ricky with 2 captures.
Rise versus Vex earlier, if you got to watch it at all. Rise got every clutch gun battle they needed on this map, and they took that game 5-1. Here at the start, 3-0 in favor of Prophecy because they're getting the clutch kills. Crimson here able to melt a couple. This is an easy cap here, but you know what? Look at how Prophecy's playing. They're saying don't let the cap rallies keep coming in, so they all rotate back to their base, clear it out here, and after side number 1, it should be 3-1 here in favor of Prophecy.
Yeah, definitely. So, Prophecy, someone to bring up, they will be going to the so-called bad side of this one, so look for them to maybe play a little more defensive. Usually kind of the setup that you see, you have one player just kind of laying prone, staring into that tunnels area, because that is where the Sentinel can spawn, and it can really mess a lot of things up for you. Yeah. You think things are going so well, they get that spawn, and then things can just go bad real quick.
First thing to point out here after side number 1, Payne, who had the amazing game number 2 in Search and Destroy, now 8-16 here to start out this game number 3. Meanwhile, Godlow is 19-10, silently just slaying out of his mind right now. But here's what you need to see from him. You just need to see more selfless play. They need to start getting on these flags. It doesn't matter who you pull because it shows. On Prophecy Classic, pulling with an IMR and still capping. So they just need to make sure that they pull these flags and do what they need to win.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe look for them to try to get a sub player to get that flag pulled more often. So we're going to play the map real big here. We're going to go ahead and stay on board with Ricky, but he is going to be taken out. So now 2-on-2 situation, both players dead. Classic going to be able to take out a third, so one player left up. That is going to be Godlow. Using the IMR sitting mid-map, going to be able to take out Classic right there. And just like that, kills are going to be traded. Mochilla takes out Godlow. Flag has been pulled by Embos, gets down to that mid area, but he is going to be taken out as well.
You can tell these players have been playing a ton in these certain situations because they know exactly where it's best to engage with each weapon. There you saw the IMR get used for middle map. He was easily able to pick up Classic. Then as he rotated towards light, it was a much closer gunfight, and he lost that one to the bow because that's where the bow is better. They know when to challenge. They know when to fall back. You're going to see Classic here try to get more range. Unfortunately, he goes down before he can get in his best position here. But you can see Deddy pushing towards Darth with this ASM-1. Each player knowing their role very well.
That's really what you want to see. If they do have that mid-map control, you know that's not going to be the best decision to go into an IMR-RMR fight. Yeah. You might want to send a sub-player with you to have those close encounters, get that, then get set up and have that player maybe push through tunnels. Just try to get that aggressive push going for the squad. Going to be 3 players down for this Prophecy squad. Ricky is going to be left up by himself, just trying to play as much defense as possible, but the flag has been pulled by Payne. He is going straight up mid-map, and if his teammates can get the cutoffs, going to be some kills going down there. And you see shaking your hand.
Not a fan of that pull right there. He easily had tunnels covered for him to run through. Unfortunately, he got taken out, and now it's putting their team in a position where Prophecy is pulling their flag. They have 3 players back on defense. This is almost a guaranteed cap for Prophecy unless his player top mid can get the kill on Embos. It doesn't appear so because of the great movement from Marcus there. He's going to be able to dunk this one in, and that was strictly because Payne pulled it through middle map instead of dark.
Yeah, definitely. Great play there by Embos, being able to run that flag in. Like you said, using that movement to his ability right there. Being able to, if he did not get that slime down, no doubt in my mind, he would have got taken out, and that could have ruined the whole thing. 4-1 as we are about to hit 3 minutes in this capture the flag game. Deddy going to be left last alive, but his teammates are now spawning in. Flag has been pulled. This one is going to be Ricky taking it through tunnels, and now you look at the map, everything is going to go swimmingly for the squad, but you just got to keep an eye. They need to take out that player in the bottom right.
They got
another cap adding on to that. 5-1 in favor of Prophecy.
Yeah, they're just getting, once again, the kills where they need to get them. They know where to expect the enemy players to be. There they knew we just have one player to beat. You saw the entire team running back because they're at a point where there's such a lead where if they can guarantee a capture instead of rallying, then they're going to do that. They're not in a position where they have to rally cap, so instead of keeping one player in the opposing team's base, let's bring everybody back, guarantee the cap, and now with only 2 minutes remaining, they have a 4-score lead, and Classic's going to sit back here all day and go, I'm 31-17. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, Classic has really impressed me this series. As we talked before, in the Search and Destroy, didn't have the best series. They did such an excellent job, Gurus, in shutting him down. But right now, coming out of the gates, 32-18, and we saw when they were on that first side, did an excellent job of getting the mid-map control. But for the most part in this one, he's just been kind of playing it slow, defending the base like we brought up. Yeah. But then when he needs to go mid-map, if they really want to get aggressive, then he has. Payne is going to be in control of this flag right now, doing all his best to try to get that capture, and he is going to be able to get it. But 5-2 right now, approaching 1 minute 45 seconds.
They need a rally here, and I'm not a big fan of the play here coming out of Crimson. There's only 1 minute 50 seconds remaining. You're down by 3 caps. He wound up rotating back towards his flag and just died. instead of maybe overextending, getting a sneak flagpole, they're almost at desperation point here. And now you can see Embo's and squad able to pull yet again another flag, and there's the cutoffs coming in. This should be another easy cap coming in from Prophecy.
Embo's trying to go for the pre-fire there. Recognize there is going to be a player mid-map.
There it is.
Embo's going to be able to take that
That's
out.
it.
6-2 now capture the flag, and this, like you said, basically over.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, Dirk. If you were to say what player on Prophecy you'd expect to dominate with an AR, would Classic be the one that comes to mind right away when he's got Ricky and Mochilla on his team?
He wouldn't be the first person to come to mind. Obviously, going to be one of the top players to come to mind. But like we said, he has really just been showcasing his IMR skills right here. And he's just been obviously dominating, really been controlling this map for this Prophecy squad. Trying to drop that 40 bomb, don't know if he'll be able to get it, but 35 kills to his name. And right now, Guru's just trying to get a flag, but at this point, it's not going to matter.
Here's the thing to point out for Classic right now. He has a cap. He's got 58 engagements, meaning he's been involved in 58 gunfights in some way. And he's running an AR. In CTF on Ascend of all maps, that's absolutely insane. He's pushing hardpoint type numbers with engagements, where you can see someone on his team, 40 engagements for Embos, almost 20 more than him. He's doing everything for his team right now.
Yeah, he really is. So, final 20 seconds of the game, it is going to be Prophecy taking this map number 3, going up 2-1 in this series. So, map 4 is going to be the deciding factor, and that is going to be Biolab upping. And I'm really excited to see this one.
Oh, for sure. And, you know, something else to point out, Godlow, 35 and 23. The 2 IMR players for these teams really making the difference maker, being the difference makers in this game. But I think the big difference was Classic getting more aggressive in pulling flags, while Godlow just kind of kills things.
Yeah.
And Classic was killing things too. So, unfortunately for Gurus, they lose that game by a long shot. Prophecy just showing they have better control here of how to play CTF.
I mean, as we saw before in the Search and Destroy, obviously a completely different game type is what we're going into now. You can't count out this Guru squad.
No.
I mean, even in that hard point as well, such a close game, only separated by around 30 points. Then they blew them out in that Search and Destroy. Absolutely just took that. Then it's 6-2 in the CTF, getting dominated by Prophecy.
Classic almost dropping the 40 bomb there in game number 3, guys. Prophecy now up 2-1. When we come back from this quick commercial break, Biolab uplink. Stay tuned.